Hi, this is Marco. In this video, I will share a simple three-step process how to deal with worry, doubt, and fear that will help you regain your self-esteem and confidence. Now, you see, we all face these kinds of emotions. We worry, doubt, and fear in our lives. And sometimes these emotions are stronger and sometimes they are weaker. However, we have to deal with them. Now, I personally, in my life, I didn't have anyone who could teach me or explain to me how to deal with all these emotions and what to do with them when they arise. What is the process? I didn't understand where they come from and what to do with them, because every person that was around me or I was around, namely my parents, teachers, friends, every single person dealt with worry, doubt, and fear in their personal ways, sometimes better, sometimes worse, but none of them had a real understanding or a real process how to go through it. It was a, step by step or situation by situation kind of thing. So this is why I wanted to share what I've learned from my mentor, Bob Proctor. He explained to me what the process is, what the understanding is behind worry, doubt, and fear, and what action steps, what exactly to do to deal with it. Very easy and simple. And this is the video that I wanted to do and explain it to you. So let's get started. First, let's have a look at the mind, because worry, doubt, and fear is nothing tangible. It's not something that happens in our environment, in our outer world, in our physical world. Worry, doubt, and fear are emotions which we feel. These are feelings that are purely internal. Only we feel them. So we have to understand where they come from, and where they come from is our mind. The mind has its processes, and these emotions are basically there. They are growing from there, or they reside inside our mind. So all of those emotions, or all emotions in general, reside in our mind, and understanding what's going on in our mind and how these emotions are built and created and what triggers them is very important. The understanding of that is crucial. So let's have a look at our mind. And you might have seen this little stick person elsewhere or in my videos. It's really the picture of our mind. And I will not spend a lot of time explaining how this works, but let's go through it very quickly and briefly. So we have two circles. The upper circle is our mind, the lower circle is our body. And our body is connected to our mind. Now, everything is our mind because it's all connected, and we have to look at the composite of all aspects of that. So the upper circle is divided in half. The upper part of the upper circle is our conscious mind, the lower part is our subconscious mind, and the lower circle is our body. Our conscious mind is our thinking mind. This is where logic and knowledge reside. The subconscious mind is also called our emotional mind. Emotional mind. Here are our emotions. Here do they sit. This is the home of our emotions, basically. And the lower circle is our body, as mentioned. Now, how are worry, doubt, and fear created? That's really the major part. Worry, doubt, and fear are created through ignorance. Now, before you say something or think anything, ignorance equals to not knowing. Ignorance is nothing else than the meaning that somebody doesn't know the information. Now, through ignorance, we tend to think in a negative way. If a negative thought strikes, which can be caused by situations, by happenings, by whatever, it might be a deal that fluked, or a sales meeting that went down, or it didn't happen, or even worse, anything that can cause a negative aspect is usually supported by ignorance, by not understanding the process, or not knowing why it happened, not knowing whatever, just not knowing. So this happens pretty often because the fact is, all of us, we want to understand, we want to know why something is happening, right? So that we can relate better. So this is really the starting point. We start to worry and doubt. For example, if a business doesn't go the way it should go, or the way we assumed or expected, we start questioning, we start worrying, we start doubting in ourselves, in strategies, in our business, in the niche that we've chosen, in our offer, whatever that is. Perhaps even in our own skills, sales skills, or any kind of things that we might think we are not good enough, right? So we start to worry and doubt. This happens on a conscious level. This happens because we overthink stuff. So when this happens, it boils down and it moves down into our emotional mind. This is where emotions are triggered. The fact that we worry and doubt triggers the feeling or emotion of fear. Now we have a pretty negative mindset. It's a negative mindset. Worry and doubt triggers fear. A composite, and it's negative. So this is when fear strikes, and fear does move, if not resolved, does move further down, and it moves into our body. The worry, doubt, and fear process is expressed through the body through anxiety. We are anxious. We are afraid. Anxiety, on the other hand, is not expressed. It might be expressed through procrastination. It might be expressed through indecision or lack of taking action, but it's not expressed as an emotion. And I will come back to that. So because it's not expressed, it's suppressed. We suppress anxiety, which stems from fear, which stems from worrying and doubting for a longer period of time. And this causes our body to basically start breaking down. Feelings that are suppressed move into a depressive state. We feel a kind of depression. And this is where our body is not at ease. It builds up dis-ease, a body not at ease. It's really causing a lot of trouble. And in the past, I had some trouble, which through worry, doubt, and fear, and the suppressed anxiety, made my blood pressure skyrocket. So these are effects. Now we can solve these effects by simply and with ease by study. The opposite of ignorance is understanding, is knowledge, right? So through study, through understanding, basically through study and knowledge, which we acquire through perhaps watching this video with me and understanding this process, this will bring you knowledge and this will bring you understanding. Understanding is a conscious process which helps and supports a positive effect, because through understanding, through repeatedly studying and building up knowledge about a certain topic, we build that understanding. And when we understand something and it really sits with us in a good way, we build a feeling of faith and belief. When we understand something really good, we build an automatic feeling or emotional state of faith. Understanding and faith trigger even another effect, which is acceleration. It's momentum. When we understand and have full faith, our body, our physical actions really build up. We do things much easier and simpler, and this creates basically the momentum that causes us to accelerate. We do things faster, we are quicker, we have more creative energy, we get ideas. Everything flows freely. This is called really acceleration. And because we accelerate, we do things, we do not procrastinate, we step into action easily, we feel at ease. It's our body that is at ease. And every single time when we feel good and at ease, we are healthy. We feel healthy and everything just flows. So, in order to deal with worry, doubt, or fear, these processes of ignorance and understanding are crucial to know and understand. You might be watching this video over and over again to really grasp this idea, because it has a huge impact. Now, to deal with worry, doubt, or fear, it really doesn't matter what you want to deal with. We have to start with our conscious mind. We have to choose topics or ideas that support our well-being. That's the first step. We do this by thinking about our goals, our passions, our aspirations, basically whatever we want that makes us feel good, and imagine to already have it, to already live with that goal or with that aspiration that we want. We imagine it in our mind as if it's already here. We see ourselves or we live in our imagination with the goal. For example, if the goal is to visit Paris and go on top of the Eiffel Tower, then by closing our eyes, we are on the Eiffel Tower and enjoying the view over Paris. That's the idea. Or if I choose another example, if you want a certain house, you imagine living in that house. You see yourself how you sit on the couch, how you lie in bed, how you stand in the kitchen. Not that you see yourself, but you do that in your imagination. You cook in the kitchen, you sleep in the bed in that house, you sit on the couch in your imagination. That's the idea. As if the goal is achieved. This is what you imagine. So this is really the first step. This will shift your emotional state already massively. Once you are successfully immersed with that goal in your mind, with your passion or aspiration, in the way that you think as if it's already here. Once you successfully do that, you will see how your emotional state will shift almost instantly. That's the first thing. But we are not done yet. You are going to feel a little bit better, but that's not dealing with worry, doubt, or fear yet. The second step is to deal with that. We have to deal with it through intelligent action. What does that mean? We have to analyze our worries, doubts, or fears. We have to write them down and really analyze them. And we will quickly find that the worries, doubts, and fears do not have any tangible foundation, that they are more or less imagined. Those are emotions which are real, yes, but the facts in our outer world usually don't reflect that. Therefore, they are only in our imagination. Now, feelings can be imagined as well, and they can be felt very real, but it's still based on a imaginary thought process. Whatever we worry or doubt is causing us to fear. The emotions are just a reaction. So we have to decide that we are not going to allow to be stopped by our worries, doubts, and fears. We have to decide that, and we analyze the worries, doubts, and fears, and then we write down what action steps, what can we do about the worries, doubts, or fears. We write down, I can do XYZ in order to whatever. We write them down. When we understand what those are, we write down action steps like counter activities that will make us feel good and let go of the worries, doubts, and fears. Perhaps it is taking action or moving to another location or whatever, buying something, whatever that is. We write down what we can do. Now, the final step is we have to take that action. We have to act upon that idea that we wrote down in the second step. That's crucial. And we have to act on it immediately. This is the final step. I said at the beginning that the mind is the composite of the upper conscious, subconscious, and the body. It's not only the mind, conscious, and subconscious, but it's a composite of the mind and the body, because we have to act upon that and we have to do it as soon as possible. Now, to recap what I've shared, I'd like to explain it a little bit as a recap, because the 3-step process is very easy and simple. Step 1. Choose the topic or idea that makes you feel good, that supports your well-being. Usually it is something that you want, your goals, your passions, aspirations. And you do this by imagine as if it's already reality. You imagine it in your mind, you live it in your mind. Step 2, analyze your worries, doubts, and fears, and analyze them after you've imagined, when you feel better, when you are in a better state, and you analyze that very logically. You see what that is and you see where it comes from. You analyze the cause and you will find pretty quickly that it has no foundation. It's really imaginary. The thoughts are imaginary, or the emotions. And then you really make that decision. This is not going to stop me. And what can I do about that? And then you think about action steps that you can do about every single worry, doubt, or fear. And step 3, you act upon those action steps. You have to do them. Now, this might be a little bit challenging sometimes, but once you've done it, once you burst through those worries, doubts, and fears, through those emotional barriers, you will feel relieved and free. I guarantee. When you've done it once, you will feel that feeling of revelation and freedom. It's amazing. And this is when you will regain self-esteem and confidence. And what matters most is you will finally know and understand how to deal with worry, doubt, or fear in the future at any given moment. This is Marco. Thank you for watching and liking.